Merry Christmas from Anita and I as your conference pastor and from the conference staff. We delight in bringing you these kind of greetings at the end of a year. One of my favorite Bible characters I want to bless you with this day is from the Old Testament prophet Nehemiah. He was a real leader. He was a man of character. He was a man of vision. He was a man of prayer. But one of the things that really makes him stand out for me is that he had a real pastoral heart. He loved his people. He understood that working together meant that those on his team needed to be encouraged, they needed to be blessed, they needed to be acknowledged. Listen to him as he speaks, and I do that out of Nehemiah 8, chapter 10, verse 10. And note the similarities between how we often greet each other at Christmas time and his greeting to his people. He says this, he says, "Go and enjoy choice food and sweet drinks, and send some to those who have nothing prepared. This day is holy to our Lord. Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." There's 5 points I want to bring out from this as part of this greeting. Number 1 is go and enjoy choice food and sweet drinks. Now, we do that at Christmas time, but he says not everybody has the luxuries that we experience or that they experienced at that time. Here in Canada, we have friends in different parts of the world who'd be happy to have a bowl of porridge today. But when God blesses, he invites us, whether it's little or much, he invites us to enjoy it, even what we eat. But note what he says. Point number 2, he says, send some to those who have nothing prepared. But sharing with others is a part of the command to enjoy. I think there is bigger blessing in sharing than in possessing, a bigger blessing in giving than in receiving. And then he adds point 3, he says, this day is holy to our Lord. Now, if we as a church, as the followers of Jesus Christ, if we want to celebrate anything, be it Christmas or Easter or a Sunday morning service, or for that matter, any other day or other blessings that God gives us, we need to acknowledge that every moment, every event, including Christmas, are holy and are of the Lord. That is true worship. That is not dependent on our circumstances. That isn't dependent on our location, whether we are in Bolivia or in Belize or Mexico or in US or in Canada or any other part of the world. It doesn't depend on COVID or sickness or even death in our families. Unless we recognize God's holiness, we will be overwhelmed and overcome by the events, and we'll miss the joy and the blessing of our holy God. So point number 4, Nehemiah says, do not grieve. Why would he say do not grieve? Well, many things in this world are sad and grievous. They were that way at the birth of Jesus. It was not an easy time. When we look at our holy God, we look at his sovereignty, his faithfulness, his redeeming character, his grief our grief can be overwhelmed, or should be overwhelmed with joy. What kind of joy? Number 5, for the joy of the Lord, he says, is your strength. Joy. Joy of the Lord. That is my prayer for us as a church families, for your own family, for your church, and for the EMMC conference as a whole. That the joy of the Lord may overwhelm you at this Christmas season. And it would give you all the confidence that you need to look forward to walking into 2021. To look forward to walking forward with the confidence that God remains faithful and that he commands us to be joyful. Jesus' final words in John chapter 11 on his journey to Gethsemane and the cross was that we love each other as he loved us. But the verse prior to that gives us the key to generous love, the kind that Jesus offered. He said, that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. I think Nehemiah demonstrated that kind of joy when he said, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Let's not allow the world's circumstances or the challenges that we face in 2021, and surely there are many in the future, that we don't allow that to keep us from experiencing the joy of the Lord. I think Nehemiah got it. Anita and I are emphasizing it in our life in these days, in our family life. Do you have the joy of the Lord as your strength? See, that is where God can bless us. May this Christmas season and the coming year be a joyful time for you personally, for your church and your region of churches, for us as a conference as we work together, that we will find and maintain the joy that comes from the Lord. In Him is our strength. Thank you. Merry Christmas, and God bless you this new year.